5 Strange Cultural Effects of Nuclear Weapons. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Massive Phenomenon. 5 Human Radiation Experiments. The dangers of ionizing radiation were well known by the 1940s. But the dangers of being exposed to dangerous levels of radiation and radioactive fallout had always been limited. If a nuclear war broke out, however, millions or billions would be faced with struggling to survive in it. What was needed was a way to study this matter. The answer was a series of experiments on people. Some of these are well known, such as stationing military forces near atomic bomb tests to see what the outcome was, often unpleasant. Others, however, were kept fairly secret. In the United States, patients were injected, without their informed consent, with polonium, uranium, and plutonium. One of the patients had suffered a broken arm and leg in an accident. His doctors injected him with plutonium and did not treat the breaks for 5 days in order to extract bone samples. They also removed 15 teeth to examine them. 4 Lost Nukes. A nuclear weapon falling from the sky conjures images of sprouting mushroom clouds and instant death. Sometimes, though, the bombs fell and nothing happened. It turns out that flying nuclear weapons on aircraft is an inherently dangerous business. Sometimes, during an accident, the bombs are released. Thanks to safety measures, they are unlikely to detonate, but it can still be hard to locate them. In 1966, near the town of Palomares on the coast of Spain, 2 planes exploded. One was a nuclear bomber, and the other was the plane refueling it in mid-air. Moments later, 4 nuclear weapons fell. 3 fell on land. 2 of those detonated the conventional explosives used to trigger the nuclear explosion and spread radioactive material in the area. The 4th bomb fell into the sea. Dozens of ships and hundreds of divers began to search for it. It was eventually discovered and recovered from a depth of 3,000 feet, 914.4 meters. 3 Godzilla. Popular culture always reflects the society that produces it. Films, TV shows, and books express the hopes, concerns, and fears of the people. With the threat of nuclear war, it is understandable that it crops up again and again in various forms. In 1955, the film Them was released in cinemas. It depicts monstrously large ants emerging from beneath the deserts of New Mexico to wreak havoc. We learn that they have been mutated by the atomic bomb tests which took place nearby. This was not the first film to explore the lurking dangers of nuclear warfare in a science fiction setting, though. Godzilla was released in Japan in 1954 and made explicit reference to Godzilla as a product of nuclear testing. Wherever Godzilla goes, he leaves a trail of radioactive devastation in his wake. 2 Nuclear Comedy. There is no matter so grim that you can't get at least a little laugh out of it. Nuclear war is no exception. The film Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, is one of the blackest comedies ever conceived. In the movie, a rogue military commander sends nuclear bombers on their way toward the Soviet Union. This sparks a crisis when it is revealed that the Soviet Union has a doomsday device that will destroy the Earth automatically if they are attacked. This leads, unlikely as it sounds, to a series of hijinks. It is endlessly quotable, such as when a general and the Soviet ambassador get into a scuffle. The president tries to break them up by declaring, "Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room." The standout character is Dr. Strangelove, a former Nazi obsessed with ever larger bombs. 1 Horrific fiction. While it is possible to laugh at the nihilism provoked in the face of nuclear destruction, a much more straightforward response was dramatizing the sheer horror of atomic blasts. Threads, shown on the BBC in 1984, must have traumatized an entire nation with the complete dismantling of any hope for survival should a war start. Throughout the 70s and 80s, governments sought to reassure the people that with a few basic techniques, they could protect themselves and their families from the worst of World War III. A simple bomb shelter could be made by digging a trench in the garden or propping some doors against a wall. Painting your windows with white paint might reflect some of the thermal shock of a nuclear explosion. Threads cut through all that with its realistic portrayal of how Britain would cope with even a limited nuclear exchange. Spoiler alert, not well. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them.